Okay. Folks, we always have fun whenever my first guest is here. Oscar-nominated actress whose films include Bullets Over Broadway, Bound, and The Haunted Mansion. Bound, yes, Bound. That was a good one. Currently playing the voice of Grace the Cow. Well, there's an honor. Grace the Cow. And the new animated film, Home on the Range, it opens everywhere April 2nd. See, that shows you how confident and beautiful she is. She can play Grace the Cow. You see what I'm saying? And still be beautiful and attractive. Please welcome the lovely Jennifer Tilly, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, doll?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, I must say that liposuction thing was in very bad taste.
Really?
Liposuction is a very painful business.
It is. Have you had?
A lot of women spend a lot of money that they make doing lap dances.
Really?
To pay for liposuction and breast enhancement, and it's no laughing matter.
Really?
Yes. And by the way, I have a bone to pick with you. I was watching your show a few weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Insomnia, couldn't sleep. I thought I'd turn on Jay, and that'll do the trick.
Oh, isn't
and
that?
I saw Carmen Electra squirming around on the sofa, all bodacious, and she asked you if you had a lap dance, and you said point blank, no, I have never had a lap dance. You said it a little too quick. And I seem to recall way back in 1999 when I was svelte and wearing an even tinier garment than I am tonight, that I did give you a lap dance.
You know?
I believe we have tape on that.
Do we have tape?
Yes, we do. Look, he's scratching his head. Let's take a look at this tape. Roll the tape, please. You know, that was a spur of the moment sort of little dancing number that I did. It wasn't planned, was it?
No, that wasn't planned.
No, because when I said to your band, I said, can we have some music, please? And they went right into burlesque, which is, it must be wonderful to be Jay Leno and have the show where you can say whatever you want and they'll do whatever
and
you
to get
like.
a lap dance from the most beautiful woman in the world.
Well, I think he thought it wasn't a lap dance because I was fully clothed, and I believe no exchange of money took place. And you're supposed to look pleasantly turned on, not puzzled and confused.
No, I wasn't puzzled.
He's like, Mavis, I didn't ask.
Well,
I'm not touching
that's right,
her.
exactly. You can't. Yeah, you see, you can't enjoy a lap dance when your wife is watching.
That's right.
Exactly.
And when the camera is on.
Exactly. So I had to look confused.
Yes. Last time I was on your show, because I was on the show once, and I'm dating now, which is horrifying for somebody at my advanced age. No, I'm dating. I'm not dating a particular person.
Oh, you're dating.
I'm dating a guy that thinks he's my boyfriend. He tells somebody who's my boyfriend, but he's not. Because I'm going to a psychiatrist now because my life has been very traumatic in the last year and a half. And the psychiatrist said, Jennifer, if you go to a party and you meet a person that you're fascinated and intrigued by, turn and run in the opposite direction because you have the worst taste of men than anybody that I ever know.
Wow, so you picked...
Yes. So I met this guy, was not too fascinated by him, wasn't that intrigued by him. Not like the normal guys I meet. He came to pick me up for a date. He was right on time.
Oh.
He drove the speed limit, didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do cocaine. And I was like, well, this is interesting. This is a really interesting experience. Maybe I should move into this direction.
Right, yeah.
So I said to my psychiatrist, I'm seeing this person. He's really nice. He's not like a boyfriend. She said, whatever you do, do not have sex with him until 6 months have passed. Because the minute you have sex with somebody, you think that they are your future husband. And so she might be watching the show.
Right, okay.
It hasn't happened. But you know,
you haven't had sex with the guy
Well, I was in Romania and we had a thing, it's called...
Wait, hang on, back up. Wait.
Yes?
You haven't had sex with the guy?
Well, we had phone sex in
Romania.
Romania. I'm doing a movie in Romania. It's called Seed of Chucky. The whole movie takes place on the Universal back lot, but we're filming it in Romania because, you know what, in Romania, the workers, they work for like $3 a day, and so I shouldn't probably be saying this because I'm sure the union will pack up and go to Romania and pick it up. But that's really not funny. I'm not getting paid either. I'm getting $3 a day. But in Romania, at the American hotel that we're staying at, everything is really expensive, and they warned me. I got my phone bill, and this is after 4 days. I was only there for 4 days. All I had was breakfast, phone calls, and 2 porn films. and the bill came to $700.
What were the 2 porn films?
Well, I knew you'd ask, Jay. You know, all they have in Romania is Romanian language programs, and I got tired. I got lonesome. I wanted to hear the old home language spoken.
Right.
And so I wanted to hear my people. And I turned on the porn film, and as luck would have it, it was British porn. And have you ever watched British porn? Okay, let me tell you, it's not like American porn. British porn, they have those British accents, so it sounds like masterpiece theater. Everything they say, it's like, and it sounds very profound. There was one I was watching, there's a lot of conversation and not a lot of action. So there was these 2 people, and one of them was putting the kettle on. And he goes, when are our neighbors coming by? And I was like, my favorite porn film, company, the company,
when the neighbors.
The party scenario. I got really excited. I swear to God, they talked about the neighbors for about 7.5 minutes.
Right.
They made the tea. The water boiled in real time. They drank the tea. Finally got down to business, but I wasn't interested. They were a married couple. It's not fun watching a married couple because they were polite and loving, and you know,
you want the rough stuff.
Scenario.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So I kept going, oh God, when are the neighbors coming over? Finally, an hour later, every possible position, and boring positions, let me tell you,
boring.
bad lighting.
Yeah, bad lighting.
Okay. They finish up, and they're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, good, now the neighbors are coming. And the phone rang, and I was like, all right. And they go, oh, you don't say. And I was like, what? And they go, the neighbors are downstairs waiting for us. They've been down there the entire time. That's what you call a button.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a funny little denouement, so you go out laughing after you've been satiated. But I wasn't satiated.
No, of course not.
I was saving myself for when the neighbors came over. $700 later.
Let me ask.
But
yeah. Well, look, we'll take a break, and I'll ask you, what do you like, pool boy or pizza delivery guy?
Pool boy, good, clean fun.
Oh, that's
pizza
right, okay.
delivery gets a little greasy.
Yeah, but you get something to eat, too. Yeah, see, as a guy, I like the pizza. You can eat the
I
pizza.
wouldn't eat that pizza after they've been sitting on it.
All right, look, well, more with Jennifer right after this. Jennifer. Welcome back, talking with Jennifer Tilley. Now, I have to remind people, we did a thing on the show. We played the dating game with Dennis Kucinich. You know Dennis Kucinich?
Remember Dennis Kucinich?
Running for president. He's running for president, but he's single.
Right.
And he said he had been looking for a woman. So we called him. We said, would you come on our show? We very graciously played the dating game. And we had 3 extremely attractive women, yourself and Sybil Shepherd. And I forgot who the other one was.
The political analyst.
Political analyst lady. I'm sorry, I forgot her name.
All right.
Okay, but you...
Kim Seraphin.
Kim Seraphin. Yes. That's very good. And you won, and you were very good.
And I was the winner, and I didn't exactly know what the protocol was because when when you have the real dating game, you don't actually have to go on a date. I know this from seeing Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Or if you go on the date, George Clooney comes along and chaperones you.
Well, let's show people. Let's show people, and then we'll
right.
explain. Let's take a look. Here you go. Here's you on the date.
Bachelorette number 2. What is your definition of a perfect Democrat?
The perfect Democrat, to me, would have the stiffness of Al Gore combined with the stiffness of Bill Clinton.
So you were the chosen lady.
So I think he was intrigued by my very intellectual answer to sort of a fluff question, so to speak. And so anyway, I came out, and I think he was just horrified by the sheer womanness of me.
Really?
I mean, I was wearing the dominatrixy outfit. There was so much of me, and I was intrigued by him because I thought, you know what? It is kind of time to give up my acting career, and I thought perhaps I could become the first lady. I could wear those little dowdy suits and, and influence national policy. But then I looked at the reality of the person before me, and he was sort of holding the envelope because he's a vegetarian, and you gave him a gift to Raw Foods, and that intrigued me too. Raw Foods restaurant in Santa Monica. I was like, he already has the gift certificate. That means I don't have to pay for dinner. Already good, right? And so he was holding it, and I suddenly thought, you know what? I can't go there. I saw myself sort of desultorily, is that a word? Desultory?
Sure.
Come
yeah,
on, no, it's
yeah.
a good word.
Yeah,
No,
it's a good-
but let me pronounce it right.
But
I sort of saw myself pushing bean sprouts around on
Right,
the plate
okay.
and trying to ask him about the Democratic Party, and then I sort of thought maybe we'd get married and we'd be going out and I'd look fabulous, and he'd say, "Can you put those things away?" And I couldn't do it. And I think he wanted to go out with me, but then I made a big act about how I was just acting. I was like, well, I enjoyed doing the sketch with you. Okay, I have to go and wash off my Jennifer Tilly makeup. So I was trying to give him the message that it was all just fun, good fun. It wasn't reality.
So he wasn't your type physically?
He was, you know what? I will never say that because you never know what your type physically is until you've actually interfaced with them.
Interface?
Yes, but
So until you've had interface with someone, you don't really know?
Then I was a little...
How many days before you interface?
Well, that depends, Jay. oh, dear. You know what? It's not really days. I would say hours.
Hours. Okay, hours. Okay.
Sometimes minutes.
Yeah, because you want to at least have coffee.
Yes, but Dennis would be somebody that I would get to know first. And then I heard, and I was so insulted, I heard he actually had my phone number, and he never called. You guys said, the Jay Leno show said, do you want Jennifer Tilly's phone number? He said, I have it. I don't know how he got it, probably off the internet.
I'll make sure that he calls.
I don't know what.
I'll make sure that he calls.
No, that's quite all right.
No,
that's quite all right.
I want you to go on the date because I feel you're missing something.
No, I'm kind of not dating this one particular person, and I only not date one person at a time.
Well,
so.
let me ask you about Home on the Range. Now, you play the cow. And
yes, I play a cow. In Home on the Range, I play Grace, and she's sort. You think that's funny,
well,
don't
no,
you?
just fine. I mean, how do they approach you? I mean, a beautiful Oscar-nominated actor.
Yes, it's like she. Next up, I'm doing Seed of Chucky in Romania.
Now, how do they approach you to play the cow?
Well, they called me up. My manager wants me to do like major motion pictures.
Right.
And he called me up and he was very excited. He said, major motion picture actress just dropped out of the major motion picture, Disney picture. He said, you're going to be playing one of the leads. You're opposite Dame Judi Dench. And I was like, oh my God. I was hyperventilating. I was so excited.
Yeah.
He told me what I was going to get paid, major motion picture type salary.
Right.
And I said, well, what am I playing? And he said, a cow. And I said, a cow? This is one of those cartoons, isn't it? And he said, well, it's a singing cow, and it's a major motion picture. So I never actually met Dame Judi Dench, and Roseanne plays the other cow. But it's going to be it's a really great movie, and it's for the kiddies.
It's for the kids.
Yes.
Well, let's take a look. Here's you as the cow.
Get off my case, little cocktail wieners.
Whoa. I'm sensing a lot of negative energy here.
That's our can, and Jeb took it. Now he says it's his can.
Now, let's not play the shame and blame game. This is an organic problem, and there's a holistic solution.
You don't get this whole farm concept, do you, sister?
Kill the goat!
Jennifer, a pleasure as always, and thank you again for the lap dance.
Thank you.
Be right back with our underage film critics, Mike Lewis and Charlie Fry, right after this.